हेलो फ्रेंड्स। कैसे हैं आप लोग? सो वंस अगेन वेलकम टू बैक माय चैनल निर्मल टेक्निकल। हाँ। सो टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू share with you all self part 2. In previous session I told you about overview about the self. So today I will share on same topic about what is self in depth, and I will also share you how to install self workstation on server. So before starting this session, friends, please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, Nirmal Technical, and like this video. So let's start and enjoy this session, video. Thank you. So friends, as I told you in previous session, what about Ceph? So Ceph is a configuration management automation tool, which is being used in industry. Uh, For what? So it is used for system administrator. What the role of actually system administrator? What is the role? So this tool is basically used for the automation of system administrator task. That means physical server update and any new software release, all kind of task in part of automation. Okay, so this tool actually do automate this task, not in manually. Okay, so this is the overview. Basically, what is the tool, chef tool? So this is the main concept, the tool that it is used for the to implement in organization for the task of automation to maintain the physical server. Whatever we update the servers, we update the machine day to day, and any new patches comes, this such kind of task, it is taken care by this chef in industry level. So friends, now and today I will share you, actually I just prepared something about this chef and mob uh, to get it easier understanding more. So let me share with you. Happy to share with you what is safe. So I have just prepared this. I will describe now today safe component one by one. Okay. So what overview I have already shared with you. So today I will share with you about safe component one by one. So guys, today agenda is safe that configuration management tool overview and safe workstation installation part two. So part two actually and part one it was about safe overview. Today I will tell you about safe components. What actually in safe what are the like components you use in safe, and I will also install safe workstation. How does it work actually? So just I will install the safe workstation. So friends, if you remember in previous session, I shared you this big overview of safe architecture, where it is a workstation, it is a server, and these are the nodes. So again, I am telling you about this architecture to just get it refreshed. So workstation, that is a master node, you can say, it is a physical server, any laptop. So where we actually define the code. So code actually, let's suppose, let the code, it means like where we define that any software to be implemented on all the physical server. So physical server are laptops. So I'm talking about these nodes. So where you write down the codes in this workstation, and actually where you write down the code, that is called workstation, and that code actually it is written in uh, that platform. You can say that is a particular is where you write down these codes. That is called recipe. Recipe, there is one term in recipe which is used in Ceph. So where you write down the code, okay, where you write down the code for the any software installation or any update. Let's suppose you want to install the Windows server on all the physical machine. So here you will write down the some basic instruction for the implemented the Windows server on all the physical machine. Physical machine. I am talking about physical machine. You can say also that is your laptop. Your users or employees who are using the laptops. So where we will write the code in that particular file, you can say that platform, that is called recipe. And what is the cookbook? So cookbook is a collection of recipes. So cookbook like a folder, and in folder you will write down the different codes and the files, that is called recipes, and cookbook is collection of recipe. So that location or the platform, all kind of things, that cookbooks and recipe where you write down, that is called workstation. And these cookbooks, always we remember, you write down the code, you give the instruction on the workstation, but it will be saved in Chef server. So now moving on that in depth way about the Chef architecture and process. So here you can see it is Chef workstation, cookbook and recipe. So what is recipe? Where you write down the code, okay, where you define the code for the any your requirement task, like implemented any software, or let's suppose you want to implement that Ubuntu or CentOS or any new software, not about only operating system. So here you write down the code and instruction to be implemented on these nodes. Again, I'm telling you, the main purpose of this tool to automate the things which was handled by system administrator in organization in manual way. So these codes you will write down here in that recipe. What is the cookbook? So cookbook actually is a collection of recipes. So cookbook is a collection of recipes, but remember this cookbook will be stored here in Chef server. Again, I'm telling you the cookbook, which is a collection of recipes where you write down the code, where you give the instruction the code, that is called recipe. But the cookbook is collection of recipes, or you can say to get it understand in easier way, cookbook is a folder where you save all the recipes in that particular folder. But this cookbook will be always restored in Chef server. Hopefully, you got it some about cookbook and recipe. Now, what is the knife? You can see here it is mentioned knife. So, see, friends, in everywhere there is like if you can say if in telecom where there is an interface and technology 2G, 3G, 4G. Same way, here is also for the communication between workstation and chef server, there is a knife, which is a command line interface tool. So how this cookbook will be stored in chef server? So actually this workstation will push this cookbook to chef server by using the knife tool. It is command line interface tool. Again, I'm telling you, in simple language, you can say knife is a interface between these two node, these two server, workstation and chef server. So workstation will push this cookbook to chef server using the knife tool. So knife tool is a command line interface tool. Same way, this workstation, this chef server, where already the cookbook is restored, will stabilize a communication connection between the nodes using the knife tool. So knife tool is very important tool in the chef architect, in the chef. That is for a use to stabilize a communication between the servers in simple way. So servers, it may be a workstation, it may be a chip server, it may be a physical server. So here you can see the node 1, node 2, node 3. So knife is a command line interface tool. Moving on next. What are the nodes? I already shared with you what are the nodes. It may be, these nodes may be a physical server or the laptop, user's laptop. So now the process, the process, to make a connection, to make a stabilize a connection between the chip server and the node is called a bootstrapping. What I told you in previous session, let's suppose if any new employee will join the organization, okay? And of course, the employee will be allocated a new laptop and old laptop doesn't meet, but try to get it the concept behind this, okay? So to all the configuration, all the requirement configuration or the operating system to be update on that particular machine, who will be who will be assigned to that new employee. Either the system administrator need to the all the updates, or it will be take automatic updation, automatic all of the things from this chip server. But when it is a possible only if that new machine or old machine, don't get it confused, new or old machine. I'm talking here in terms of new machine, that means the PC, which is a blank, you can say. Which is the blank, that means laptop, which is the blank, that means here, I'm talking here that the machine is only, but there is only hardware, there is no any software like operating system, any software. So purely that system was only empty. So it will be possible only if there is a connection is stabilized. So there should be a bootstrapping. What I told you in previous session. What I told you in previous session, then all kind of things will be handled by the chip server for that particular machine if that machine is already connected to the chip server using the knife tool, and this process is called bootstrapping. What is the bootstrapping, friends? The bootstrapping is a process where the connection is stabilized between chip server and a node using a knife tool. So friend, as I promised you in previous session, I will give an overview in depth. So again, I'm telling what is the workstation. So workstation where we define the code, infrastructure as a code. That means whatever you want to the infrastructure, whatever you want the infrastructure or that you define in a code way. Code, that means you define the structure in code. Either you want to install the Ubuntu, either you want to install the window, either you want to install any new software. I'm not talking only about operating system. Let's suppose I want to install a Docker on all the machines. You want to the Docker install on all the physical server. So here you write down the code for Docker installation. Let's suppose in a Linux machine there it should be sudo yum install docker and -y, then system service start docker. So this command should be right down here in the workstation, and it will be implemented on the physical servers. So hopefully guys you have got understand what is this safe architecture, because again I told you in depth way. I tried to give in depth way. I try to deliver in depth way. I'm not saying this, but yes, of course, it should be in now it very clear for you. So workstation, that the knife is a command interface tool which is used for the communication between the servers. So here I'm talking server because workstation or chip server or node, all are the server. Okay. One more thing, the chip server actually it is on internet. It is on actually you have to make a account on the chip server. This is on the internet, and these servers, that is the workstation and the nodes, are the made with the physical server or the any virtual server and made with the any your laptop PC and way. And one more thing, guys, I think you guys can think that I did not tell you one thing about that OHI. What is the OHI? It is a very important point in this chap. What is OHI? OHA. So node 1. I'm taking the example of node 1, and I will clear about how the node comes to know what the software should be updated, what the software should be updated to that node, what software should not be updated to that one node. So I will tell you about hierarchy, how it works actually. How does it work actually? Okay. So let's suppose IO implemented a code simple create a file name A in all the physical machine. Okay, file X, let's suppose. Later then what will be happen? I will create a recipe where I will write down the to create a X, file X on all the physical servers. And then all servers are running on the Linux, which all the servers are running already on the Linux machine. Okay. And I want to create a file X name. Just simple, I am telling you one thing to get it understand. Okay. So I will write down this code in a recipe and there should be a cookbook. Okay. So I will create a cookbook, then I will write down this code. Later then what will be happen? The workstation will push this cookbook to the chef server using the knife tool. Then chef server, what will be the happen actually? So chef server is already connected to this node using the knife tool, bootstrapping. And one more thing, actually, I I did not forget to tell you, but I will tell you now. And there is a chef client. One more thing, yeah, one I think here it is not written here. Actually, I forget to mention that chef client, chef server service. Okay, there is one also term in chef client. So, what is the role of chef client? So, remember this knife tool is used for the stabilize communication between all the server. But what is the role of chef client? So, node again I am telling you. Actually, chef client will connect to the chef server, or you can say that chef client will pull the latest update from the chef server. So knife actually is a tool which is used for the stabilize a communication between the servers, chef server and the node, and chef client. So what is the role of chef client? So chef client actually used for the pull the latest update from a chef server to node. So actually now let's here node. What is the role of OHI? What is the OHI? So OHI is a simply it is a like database where the all the configuration of node is stored. Where all the configuration of node is stored in OHI. Okay. So I'm just took an example of file X creation. Okay. So this OHI tool actually, this OHI, where it the OHI actually it is a database where all the configuration of this node is stored in OHI. So let's suppose after this proper setup of this automation in industry. So what is the actually chef client? So firstly, this chef client, which the chef client actually will check the OHI. Let's suppose the chef client check the OHI. What are the configuration currently stored in the OHI for this node? Okay. Now, then chef client will connect to the chef server and will ask if any new software, if any new update came to your server. Yes. Then chef server will tell to chef client, yes, I have got a command. Let's suppose I have got a instruction to create a file X. So chef client will check because already here in the node, the file X is not available. I am just telling you because taking this machine as a only fresh machine. There is no any file X. So what is the role of actually OHI? So OHI is a database to store the current configuration of node. Okay, and chef client already has checked there is no file X in the OHI in the database. So OHI will go in the chef server and will ask if any new update come. If any new update came, then chef server will give the command to chef client to create a file X because already there is no file X in OHI. Okay, so file X will be created on this node. Now again tell you, let's suppose I want to create again a file, but their file name is Y. So you will have to again to give the instruction to creation of file Y in recipe in that cookbook. Then workstation will push this cookbook to the chef server to get it implemented on the nodes. Then chef client will again check this OHI. But that time the chef client found that file X is already there in the OHI. And then chef client will communicate to chef server. And that time, if the chef client found there are two instructions for X file creation and for file Y creation. But this time, the chef client will not implement the file X creation because there is already file X in OHI. The chef client will take the command from chef server to get the to creation for file Y. So this is the process. And one more thing, the instruction which is written in Ruby language. Okay, I am telling you that the instruction which we define here in the workstation, it is actually called as a Ruby language. You can also write down the code in Linux platform, Linux server as a Linux command base. So here are the some definition about this. Definition about chef component. What is the chef? So term chef refers to a popular configuration management tool used to automate the deployment and management of instruction and application. What I told you, chef is part of the broader set of tools and practices that fall under the umbrella of instruction as a code, infrastructure as a code. Chef helps developers and operation teams to streamline their workflow, enforce consistency, and improve efficiency by treating infrastructure as a code. It enables you to define the desired state of your instruction, infrastructure, and applications in code, which can then be deployed, managed, and updated automatically. The primary component of Chef Glue. What I told you, what I described you in simple language, what I tried to deliver you in simple language. So Chef is auto configuration management tool, which is being implemented to automate the task of system administrator for a software update, for any tool installation, in a infrastructure as a code. Whatever we define in code, it will be implemented by the help of Chef configuration management tool. And it is a process in automation. We will just have to define in the master node, and all of the instruction will be implemented on the physical servers, which are all already connected to this Chef server. Secondly, the cookbooks. So cookbook are the fundamental using in Chef. They contain all the configuration information, what I told you. So cookbook is a collection of the recipes. So a recipe is where I define the instruction to and manage a particular component of your infrastructure, such as installing software, managing files, and configuring services. Recipes. So recipes are set of instruction that tell chef what to do. Main thing is recipe where we write down the instruction and tell the chef what to do. They are written in the Ruby domain specific language and describe the desired state of a particular aspect of your system. Nodes or node are individual servers or virtual machine that chef manages. So chef manages that all the physical server or maybe the virtual machines or maybe your laptops or who are using in that particular user in that organization. So each node has a unique identity and is associated with a specific set of cookbooks and recipes that define its configuration. So let me clear this point actually. A specific set of cookbook and recipe that define its configuration. Okay, so just taking example, let's suppose there are 1,000 servers in an organization, but you want to the update and 1,000 server in which there are 500 servers are running on the Linux and 500 machines are running on the Windows server. But you want to update any software, any patches to those particular only 500 Linux machines. So where in that case you have to define specific cookbooks, where you have to define a specific cookbooks and recipe for the particular 500 servers to get it implemented. In that situation, you have to be specific for those particular 5,000 server which already are running on the Linux machine, and you have to tell in that setup of Chef to get this code, infrastructure as a code to be implemented on all the only 500 servers. This is the written here at like it is associated with a specific set of cookbooks and recipe that define its configuration. Chef server, so the chef server acts as the central repository. Central repository, it is on the internet for a configuration data and cookbooks. Nodes communicate with the chef server to fetch their configuration and report their status. Chef client, the chef client is installed on the each node. Again, I'm telling you. So chef client is installed only on the nodes, not here and not here. So chef client is installed on the each node and is responsible for executing the configured recipes. It runs periodically and ensures that the node's actual state matches the desired state specified in the recipes. So what is this topic? Actual state matches the desired state. Actual state, that means there are Ubuntu 20.0.4. But the desired state is 4 point something news update. So self client, it is the responsibility of self client to connect to communicate with server. What is the newest update for this workstation? For this actually, sorry, for this node, for this mystical machine. That's why it is written here. It runs periodically. Periodically means you have to define our all the physical machine should we communicate with chef server every in 10 minutes, every in 20 minutes, every in half an hour, every in 1 hour, or every in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It all up to you. Whatever you set, whatever you define in that setup. It's let's say you define that every 24 hour. So in every 24 hour, this chef client will ask to the chef server what is the latest update. If chef server will say no latest update there, then it will not be implemented in any new update. So it is a purely automation tool. It very very important tool in IT industry and as well as other industry where it is implemented for that automation purpose. And last is the attributes. So attributes are variable used to parameterize the configuration of cookbooks. They allow you to customize configuration based on the specific requirement of each nodes. So guys, I try to deliver you in very easy way. What is workstation, what is chef server, and what is the nodes. So there are mainly three components: workstation, chef server, and nodes. All are the servers, but this workstation and the node are the virtual or physical are the servers. But this chef server, which is on the internet, and these nodes are communicated. Nodes communicate to chef server using the chef client. But this knife, don't get it confused. This knife actually, it is a command line interface tool which is used for a stabilize a communication, stabilize a connection. But chef client actually, chef client in every time period, periodically, whatever you define first, to ask to the chef server, to communicate to the chef server. So, okay, let me tell you in some in telecom language. So, knife is, you can say it is signaling part, and the chef client is a user plane, and a knife is just actually control plane. So, control plane, it is a path, and chef server is a user plane. That is a mainly traffic. Okay. So, guys, I think you have a get understand about overview about chef architecture. And last point, what I told you there, the two of in starting of this session. So first, I shared with you, I deliver with you what is Chef in depth way. How does it work? What is the hierarchy? How does it communicates to notes to each other? Now let me install that Chef workstation on that virtual server which is on the AWS. So guys. So let me install that Chef workstation. So friend, I have actually already I have open uh, actually I have already open AWS my tool. I was searching here actually image update Chef, so which I get here on this platform. So I have already actually logged in my AWS account. Uh, so let me launch that EC2 instance on AWS where I will implement the Chef orchestration. So go on that EC2, that is services on the AWS. Let me take a server because I will install only today Chef workstation. So you can see there is no running any instances on my account in the EC2 instance. So let me launch that instance. Okay. मेरे पास है So I will write only the name Chef workstation. You can say I put down the name here Chef workstation, whatever you want, but this lab actually for Chef workstation, that's why I mentioned here Chef workstation. And the instance number of one, I will take the Linux server, Amazon Linux. So it is a free trial eligible. So I will take this Amazon Linux 2, which is free trial eligible. So instance type, so you can say here it is a virtual 1 CPU and virtual 1 GB memory. This is instance type T2 micro. So this is a family type T2 and the virtual 1 CPU. You can see mention vCPU, that is virtual CPU, and 1 GB RAM. This is also free trial eligible. And it is also key pair. So I will generate a new key pair. So safe workstation. Again, if you select this PEM for this open SSH, but actually I will access this machine on putty, so I can also select this PPK version and create PCM. Friends, actually, this is I am working this lab on AWS. So these are the terms when I launched in EC2 instance. So also there's a topic about very important and AWS, but I will not actually because the lab about a self, so I will just launch the machine from this on AWS. So allow the traffic. So allow SSH traffic from anywhere. So what does it mean? Anywhere. So anyone can access this server. Okay. But when it is a possible, it is a possible when if the server is accessible, I have to allow. Okay, I have to do the access. So, allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Allow HTTP traffic from the internet, and you can see here it is 8 GB hard disk size. To configure storage, it is 8 GB, and GPT root value not encrypted. And so now I am going to launch this instance. So what is the instance name and number of instances? One. Get it. What is the operating system? You can see application OS images. So Amazon machine image. So I'm going to use Amazon Linux. Okay, this is the operating system and that image type Amazon MI. So Amazon Linux 2 kernel 5.10 SSD volume type. Okay, it is free tier eligible. So let me launch this instance. Okay, it will take some time to launch it. Okay. So if you want to see the logs, you can see also here. So initialization is successfully, creating security groups succeeded, and creating security group rules succeeded. Launch start initialization succeeded. So okay, it is taking some time because you can see status checking initializing. Until now, for chip installation, I will share with you on only the chef workstation installation. So on your Google, you have to search chef.io. Once you will search that chef.io, you will get this website. You will get that so many website because you are going to search on Google. So you have to click on the chef.io and you will get this website. And because I have to download the workstation. So in my shared screen, you can see it is mentioned here download workstation. So I will click on this. And you can see here are the operating systems. So Amazon Linux, Debian Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, Mac operating system, Ubuntu Linux, that is Windows. I will click on the Amazon Linux because I'm going to actually I have a server. So what is this? What is actually what server you are going to install that Chef workstation on that server? So based on that your requirement, you can select here. So because I'm going to use Amazon Linux, so I will select this. You can see also that is OS, operating system, version and notes. So I click on the download. That is, and so let's say company XYZ, job title, okay, XYZ, country it is India, phone number XYZ. Let me see if it is accessing, it is accepting all these things or creating any error. Okay, phone number it cannot take in. Plus 847741 574. Okay, go on that, go on the folders. Let me go on this download this index folder. Choose the download. Okay, click on that here and that copy link address. I will tell you guys what I'm doing here actually right now. So let me see my machine is ready or not. Okay, you can see my machine is ready. 2 by 2 checks passed. So what does it mean? 2 by 2 checks passed. If you want to see, you can see here. One thing is for system checks and another is for instance check. Okay. So let me first access this virtual server which is running on Amazon. So let me copy this public IP and open that putty and go on authorization. Browse that key what I downloaded earlier. So what I downloaded this key, chef orchestration PPK and open it. Will accept. So guys, in AWS, if you're going to log in that Linux server, so for username you have to put a EC2 hyphen user. Then I have to log in as a root user. So sudo push total ls. Okay. Yes. So first of all, I have to update this machine. So for this Linux machine update. So yum update hyphen y. So no package mark for update. So yum upgrade hyphen y. Okay, control L. I will change the color here. Change setting, color, default background. I will select this color. Now, the main point, how we can install Chef workstation. There is a very simple process. So now let me tell you why was doing that time. Actually, that this is the actually where I will download. It will be download on Windows. If I will download this actually workstation, so it will be downloaded to my physical machine. That means my laptop. But I want to install on the Linux server on cloud. Again telling you, I want to install this actually software Chef Orchestra on my cloud virtual server Linux. What I launched here. So how it is possible? It is possible in that way. I will fire the command on this Linux server wget, and later then I will paste here my link. Copy this link and that paste here. So in Linux server, if you want to download any URL software, so the process is that wget then paste that URL of that link. Okay, and enter. You can see it's downloading here. Now for the command ls, you can see here this file actually has been saved here. This file has been downloaded on the Linux machine. So next command to download this Chef workstation. So yum install this file actually. Okay, copy this paste and -y. It will take some time. You can see installing Chef workstation. Very simple process for download Chef workstation download on the Linux machine. So you have to go on Google and to just search chef.io. You will get that all the chef orchestration for all kind of the operating systems. Item it may be Windows, Linux, Amazon Linux, and Debian and Windows. So whatever you want, because based on your machine operating system requirements, now what is your machine operating system, you can download based on that operating system version of few machines. So you can see here the one message populated, the installed chef orchestration. If you want to verify, so just simply fire the command Control L. Which chef? You can see here it is downloading that this file path. So now I have successfully downloaded chef workstation. What I promised to in this starting session. So friends, now upcoming I will deliver and further how to install cookbook, how to create actually cookbook, how to create a recipes and tips, how to connect with chef server, how to launch that. I will launch also in parallel 2, 3 servers more for a node perspective. Then I will stabilize a communication between. Then I will also share with you how to implement automation. I will share you, no worry. So, but these things will be happen. These things I will be sharing on next upcoming videos. Thank you. Bye bye. Watching this video and take care and like this video. Bye bye.